Hello there, I'm going to show you how to install Rainbow Six Vegas 2, add 4 DLC maps, make 16-player co-op work, add a 1000 enemies to terrorist hunt, fix sound problems, fix crash problems, and install freaking awesome mods similar to our Vegas 1 guide. The following topics will be covered. 1. Install Rainbow Six Vegas 2 on your machine with the latest patch version 1.2.03. 2. Load the game 3 times faster by removing all the unnecessary intro videos. 3. How to backup and restore your save games. 4. Install 4 extra DLC maps from 2 different map packs. 5. How to play co-op with your friends over LAN using Radmin VPN. 6. 2 methods to fix sound bugs in this game like the machine gun looping sound. 7. Use the LAA tool to prevent the game from crashing on modern systems. 8. Safe and reliable places to find mods for this game. 9. AI spawner mod to increase enemies to 300. 10. Set up 16-player co-op and other awesome stuff with the Ultimate Mod bundle. 11. Install the 1000 enemies mod with 9 lives on realistic difficulty. 12. Where to find players for this game and how to join weekend events on Discord. Check the description of this video and the pinned comment to find the download link to everything shown here. We haven't stretched this video by even 1 extra second, so without further delay, let's get started. In the first step, we are going to install the game with the latest patch after extracting the downloaded files from the links given in the description and comment section of this video. Click on the setup.exe and click next a few times and you should be good to go. You can skip this step if you already own the game on Steam or some other store. I am installing the game in the default location, which happens to be C drive, Program Files, x86, Ubisoft, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 directory. Keep this directory open in one of the tabs as we'll keep coming back to it for making all sorts of changes. The game comes with its own version of DirectX and Visual C++. Be sure to install those. It also needs a tool called Punkbuster in order to enable online multiplayer. Keep in mind that the servers for this game on PC have been shut down, and while this video covers how to play multiplayer via LAN, Punkbuster is only applicable if the servers were running. Unfortunately, there seems to be no way to skip installing this tool. The end screen may contain a few errors in your case, but that is fine because the game works. Now let us install the latest patch 1.03. Open the All Patches directory and use WinRAR to extract the patch file. Once extracted, click on the setup.exe that comes with it and click next a few times and you should be good to go. Now, go to the directory containing the crack and copy the executable file inside. Go to the directory where we installed the game on a separate tab and paste it inside the binaries folder. You should get a prompt asking if you want to replace files. Keep in mind that the 16-player co-op mod doesn't work unless you actually crack the game. Let us also add a shortcut to this executable on our desktop so that we can directly launch the game from the desktop. Now, let us launch the game and confirm if everything actually worked. Since this is the first time we are launching the game, I am not cutting any part of this video. You will see all sorts of loading screens which we'll remove in the next step. You will notice that the game asks me to pick a character and set a few things up. I have not added my save game yet, which is why we are on this screen. In the next few steps, I'll show you how to restore an existing save game, which will remove this prompt completely. Check the version number of the game at the bottom left after it launches and you should be able to see 1.03 mentioned. Let us go to Extras, Options, and change a few things like the name of our multiplayer character. Go to Single Player, Terrorist Hunt, and observe carefully that we got about 13 maps installed. We are going to install 2 separate DLC packs that add a total of 4 extra maps. Even if your game was purchased on Steam, you still won't find one of the maps called Comcast Event. Exit the game. In the next step, we are going to make the game load much faster by removing all those intro videos. Go to the folder where you downloaded all the Vegas 2 files and go to the No Intro directory. Copy all the files and open a new tab and go to the directory where the game is installed. Look for a directory called Keller Games, which contains another folder called Startup. Now paste all those copied files here and you should get a prompt to replace all the files. Once done, launch the game once again from your desktop shortcut and pay attention to how fast the game loads this time. Feel free to exit the game after this. In the next step, we are going to restore our existing save game. Go to the folder containing all your downloaded Vegas 2 files. Extract the save game using WinRAR and copy all the files inside. Open a new tab in your Explorer window and go to Documents, My Games, RS6 Vegas 2 directory, which is where the save game files are usually stored. Paste all the copied files here and you should get a prompt to replace them. Keep in mind that this game was made in an era when cloud saves were not a thing. You have to manually back up and restore your progress in this game. Let us launch the game and verify if this worked. You'll notice right off the bat that my costume has changed completely, and I believe my control and video settings will also get restored the way they were. Everything looks good to me. Let us exit the game as we have to install DLC maps in the next step. Coming to the next step, it is time we install the DLC maps. Let's go to the DLC maps directory where you downloaded all the files. You should see 2 files inside. Let us use WinRAR to extract that zip file and try installing the executable file inside. One of the packs is basically an installer for the Comcast event map. The other pack contains 3 more maps named Calypso Casino, Murder Town Dark, and CQB Training Dark. While it doesn't appear on the video for some reason, Windows basically won't let me install this file, saying an administrator has blocked you from running this app. We have used these files dozens of times in the last 2 decades to uninstall and install the game. These files are older than half the people on Discord. These files are 100% safe, and it is Windows basically showing you a false positive notification. While you could Google different ways of bypassing this, one simple way that doesn't involve disabling security works as follows. Search for the command prompt from the Start menu and run this as administrator. Paste the full location of where you downloaded your Vegas 2 files from this video with the path to the DLC installer executable. Click Enter and hopefully that should let you install the maps. The installation itself is pretty straightforward. Click Next a few times and you should be good to go. Install the other DLC package similarly. It includes the Comcast event map. Luckily, this one doesn't cause any problems with Windows 11 and has launched the installer directly. Click on Next a few times and you should be good to go. To verify if the DLC is working or not, let us launch the game and try loading one of the DLC maps. In my case, I'm going to Terrorist Hunt single player and try loading the Comcast event map.
Take them down!
Go!
Will do!
Go, go, go! Go, go!
It looks like the DLC map is working perfectly. Wonderful. Now I am going to show you how to host and join multiplayer lobbies in the next step. You don't need to exit the game for the next step. To play co-op, we are going to use this tool called Radmin VPN. You can easily Google it and download it. There are alternatives such as Hamachi and Game Ranger, however they may or may not support running modded games. Keep in mind that all your friends need to download this and everyone needs to have the same version of the game for this to work. Go to the Gaming Network tab under Radmin and search for Vegas 2. It doesn't matter whether you join the Rainbow Six Vegas 2 room or Splinter Cell room. What matters is that you and all your friends are in the same room. Now keep this running and launch the game. First, we are going to host a lobby for Terrorist Hunt. Go to Terrorist Hunt and host a match. Choose the map, the equipment, time limit, etc. Note that it currently allows a maximum of 4 players, but we are going to change that to 16 in this video later. Click on Launch the game when ready. I am going to cancel and show you how to join a lobby now. My friend with the same version 1.03 has joined the same Radmin room. He has hosted a lobby like how I showed you. Go to Terrorist Hunt and join lobby this time. Hit refresh a few times if you don't see anything. Ahan. There I can see his lobby. Let's join his match and see if it works. Now that is amazing. Hosting the story mode works in a similar manner. You just have to go to Story from the main menu of the game. Exit the game at this stage since we are going to fix sound bugs next. Coming to the next step, both Vegas and Vegas 2 have this issue where the machine gun firing sound doesn't stop. In our Vegas guide, we covered one method of tackling this issue. Here, we'll cover both methods. Jump to pcgamingwiki.com and check this section where they talk about replacing this eax.dla file. We'll download this file from their website. Once downloaded, move it from our downloads directory to the folder containing all the mods and stuff. Extract it using WinRAR, and let's take a look at the instructions inside that README file. First, let's go to the folder where our game is installed and hop into the binaries directory. We are going to take a backup of that EAX file. Copy it from there, hop to another drive, and make a directory where we'll paste it. If something doesn't work, we can simply revert the game back from here. Now take that EAX file we downloaded from PC Gaming Wiki and paste it inside the binaries folder where our game is installed. You should get a prompt asking if you want to replace it. Click Yes. Let's launch the game and go to Extras, Options, from the main menu of the game and turn voice recognition off. The only way to verify if this method works or not is to play on a high ping with someone and see if you get that machine gun sound again. Let me show you another method to fix the sound problems in this game in case the last technique did not work. This method was already covered in the Vegas 1 guide. What this method basically does is replace the sound driver for this game. Go to the directory where you downloaded all the files from this video. You should see a 3D sound folder. Navigate inside that directory and there should be an oalinsd.exe file. Click on this file to install this sound driver. Copy the 3 other files shown in the video and go to the folder where our game is installed. Paste them inside the binaries folder. Keep in mind that we need to make the game use the sound driver. For that, go back to the 3D sound folder and click on that registry file, which basically tells the game to use the sound driver just installed. Launch the game, and again, the only way to verify if any of this stuff works is to play multiplayer on a high ping with someone. One thing I am not sure about is whether all the players need to apply this fix while playing multiplayer. What do you think? Exit the game. We have finally arrived at the part where we are going to test all sorts of interesting mods for this game. Any mod for this game basically changes that Keller Games directory. Let's take a backup of this directory before changing anything. Copy and paste Keller Games to a separate drive so that we can easily undo the mods. In the next step, we are going to prevent the game from crashing on modern systems such as Windows 10 and 11. Go to the folder where the game is installed and copy the Vegas 2 game and Vegas 2 launcher executable files. Now go to the other folder where we are taking backups and paste these files there. Since this game was designed for 32-bit computers, it may crash if it takes more than 2 GB of RAM. We'll use a tool called Large Address Aware that basically takes the executable file of the game and marks it telling the computer that this file may need more than 2 GB of RAM. We'll select both the Vegas 2 game and Vegas 2 launcher executable files for this. Observe closely and you'll see that checkbox saying, click this to make this application take more than 2 GB of memory. Back when this game came out, 32-bit computers were extremely popular. The problem with any 32-bit computer is that it can only work with 4 GB of RAM, out of which the operating system takes half. Because of this, it doesn't allow games to take more than 2 GB of RAM. But since we are running these games on modern machines, it can cause problems when the game needs more than 2 GB of RAM. All we are doing with this tool is to mark the game as capable of taking more than 2 GB of RAM without crashing. The other games released in this era, such as Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, also require this fix. Looks like the game works as intended after applying the patch. Let's exit the game and start installing some mods. Now that you have taken a backup of the Keller Games directory and patched your executable files to use more than 2 GB of RAM, it is time to start installing some mods. Don't forget to exit the game before doing anything. Open 4 tabs on your browser and search for Vegas 2 Mod DB, Vegas 2 Nexus Mods, Vegas 2 Game Pressure, and the Ultimate Mod Bundle Vegas 2 in your browser. The links for these pages have been included as usual in the description and pinned comment of this video. The Ultimate Mod Bundle is not a single mod. It is a combination of multiple mods that can be installed and uninstalled together with an installer. Most of these mods should work on both single player and co-op. When in co-op, I believe only the host needs to have the mod installed. The process of installing and removing most of these mods is the same. Just replace the Keller Games directory where your game is installed with what the mod provides. To remove the mod, all you gotta do is restore the Keller Games directory from the backup. The first mod that we are going to test is called Vegas 2 AI Spawner. It lets you change enemy weapons, make them throw grenades, increase enemies to 300, and makes them go into offensive and defensive modes. You need to be logged in on Nexus Mods to download this one. Once downloaded, move it to our directory containing all the other Vegas 2 files. After extracting it, copy the Keller Games directory from the mod and paste it inside the directory where our game is installed, basically replacing it. Now launch the game. Once inside the game, you have to press the function keys from F1 to F12 for various settings to take effect. While playing co-op, the host needs to press these function keys. You will see the effects of these settings if you press the E key that lies right below the escape key on most keyboards. I pressed F3 to make the terrorists throw grenades, F7 to make them use shields, F8 to make them go on the offensive, and finally F12 to increase enemies to 300. While you are more than welcome to keep this mod, let me show you how to uninstall the mod as a demonstration. First, exit the game and then go to the directory where our game is installed. Delete that Keller Games directory, which is basically the modded version. Now, go to the backup directory where we saved the unmodded version of Keller Games. Copy this folder and go back to the directory where the game is installed and paste it. This should essentially restore our game back to work without mods. Once the copying is complete, try launching the game and try pressing those function keys that were a part of the mod. You should be able to verify that none of them have an effect now. Exit the game. Let us take a deep dive into the Ultimate Mod Bundle. It is a collection of the best Vegas 2 mods. Be sure to read the full description of this bundle because some of the mods need to be run as administrator and some of the mods do not work with each other. Let us take a quick look into what each of these mods can do. The first mod is called Realistic Reshade. It changes the visual appearance of the game according to the author. You can download it from Nexus Mods and install it manually like I showed you earlier, or you can install it as part of the Ultimate Mod Bundle. They have included a video clip of comparing the game with and without the mod. It removes the yellowish color, adds a lens flare, adds a bloom, and changes the gamma. It works with co-op, but only the player who has installed the mod can see its effects. Feel free to watch the rest of that clip to see more details. The next mod is the 16-player co-op mod. It lets you add 16 players to both Story and Terrorist Hunt. It is open source on GitHub, and you can see what it does in case you have security concerns. Keep in mind that only the host needs to have this mod installed. In story mode, if the host dies, the mission will fail, but the other players can respawn indefinitely. I am not sure about this, but I think this mod works only if your game is cracked. This mod doesn't work with the textures mod that lets you add custom skins. I will show you how to install this mod shortly. Third one on the list is the Terrorist Hunt Control mod. For this mod to work, the game needs to be run as administrator. It lets you change enemy weapons, make enemies throw grenades, makes them go offensive or defensive, and is actually quite similar to the AI spawner mod we just tested. Again, you can install this mod manually by copy-pasting its Keller Games directory or as part of the Ultimate Mod Bundle that comes with its own installer. I am going to skip installing this one. The fourth mod on our list is called the Text mod. It lets you add custom skins to Vegas 2. There is a really nice video on YouTube demonstrating the full process of setting this mod up. Keep in mind that this mod doesn't work with the 16-player co-op mod. Therefore, I'm going to skip installing this one. The fifth mod is called the Complete Overhaul mod. According to the author, the Complete Overhaul is a mod that seeks to modify and enhance the weapons, spawning, artificial intelligence, and more of Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It seems that the author has changed the ballistics of all the weapons in the game apart from a few other things. It comes with its own Keller Games directory that you can download and install manually as shown earlier. Next we hop to the Complete Spawning Overhaul mod. It changes where the enemies spawn and how many of them spawn at a given time. If you want a new challenge in this game, you should most certainly go for this one. According to the author, by default it seems that only 6 enemies spawn at a time in a terrorist hunt. This mod lets you change that number from 6 all the way to 64 in extreme mode. This mod works on co-op as well, and it should make for some real entertaining sessions. We'll be installing this one shortly. Next one is called Vegas 2 Realism mod, which according to the author significantly increases the difficulty of the game. Most weapons have better penetration. Pistols don't have unlimited ammo anymore. Movement speed is proportional to weapon weight, and ammo carrying capacity is also realistic. This mod seems to be far more popular than the other ones that tweak weapons, and is in fact available even for the PS3, and it obviously works on co-op. We are going to skip all the other weapon tweaking mods that we covered so far and install this one as part of the bundle. Second last on our list would be the Terrorist Hunt dedicated server for Vegas 2. Now, this is not exactly a mod. It is a way to host a terrorist hunt server 24/7 for other people using Radmin VPN. It seems to have a lot of limitations though. It doesn't work with any of the other mods that we have covered so far. Terrorist hunt lobbies will be found under Versus when using this thing to host a match. After the players finish a terrorist hunt mission hosted with this thing, it reverts back to attack and defend. There is a very detailed guide on how to go about hosting a lobby with this thing, which I have linked in the description and pinned comment in case you are curious. We are going to skip this one. Finally comes the FOV mod that lets you change the field of view. From what I understand, the default FOV in the game is 60. You can change it to 70, 75, 90, and even 100 degrees using this mod. We are definitely going to test this one. Well, that's enough chit-chat, let's get to work installing these. Let's download the mod bundle from its GitHub page. Interesting, Windows Defender has blocked the download. Keep in mind that the code for this mod is open source and this is Windows being picky. Search for Windows Security from the Start menu. Go to Protection History and you should see the blocked download. Click on Actions and Allow. Now go back to the browser and try downloading the file again. It should work this time. Move the downloaded file from the Downloads directory to the one that contains all the other Vegas 2 files. Use WinRAR to extract it within the same directory and delete the compressed version. Run the file named run.bat as administrator. Windows might complain, but no worries. Okay, nothing happened. Launch the command prompt as administrator, right-click on the run.bat file and copy its path and paste it inside the command prompt. Pause the video, you'll see it. It gives an error saying WMIC is not available. Go to Settings and search for optional features. Search for WMIC there and add it. Windows 11 removed this service, and that's why the launcher is complaining. It got added. Exit the command prompt and run that file again as administrator. It should work this time. The reason we need to run this as administrator is because it needs to find the directory where our game is installed. As mentioned earlier, if you don't want to do all this stuff, you can simply go inside the directory for each mod and copy-paste its files like we did with the previous mod. Type 1 to install. Type 1 to add 16-player co-op mod. Type 2 to skip installing Reshade. Type 2 to skip installing the dedicated server. Type 4 to choose a 90-degree FOV. Type 2 to add the Vegas 2 Realism mod. Type 3 to skip the Terrorist Hunt Control mod. Type 3 to spawn 99 enemies at a time. Type 1 to set max players at 16. Type 99 to set the number of enemies for every terrorist hunt map. Type 0 if you don't have multiple monitors and press any key to install the selected mods. After the mods are installed, type 2 to exit this thing. Notice the file called Run Techno R6 Vegas 2. If you want to play 16-player co-op, you have to launch the game by running this file as administrator every single time. The desktop shortcut that we created earlier will not host 16 players. Keep that in mind. Notice how it says 16 players now when you try hosting a lobby. Everyone needs to have the same version of the game and everyone needs to be in the same Radmin room. The host needs to launch the game exactly like how I did now. The next mod that I am about to show you lets you set the number of enemies to a 1000. At this point, not even a traditional 4-player lobby will be enough to tackle most maps. You'll need at least 8 people to get by. Why not bring your friends to our little Discord shown at the end of this video and take a shot at this? Keep in mind that you can easily uninstall or even reinstall these mods from that run.bat file any number of times you want. Just change the settings if you think the game is not working properly or if you are having trouble surviving. Uninstalling all the mods is pretty simple. Execute that run.bat file again as administrator and just type 2 to uninstall and select the first option to remove all the mods. If this doesn't work for some reason, delete the Keller Games directory where your game is installed and restore it like I showed you earlier. For the 1000 enemies mod, go to the folder containing all the Vegas 2 files and hop into the Vegas 2 mods by Oni directory. There is a README file there that explains all the things you can do with this mod. Copy all the files and go to the directory where the game is installed. Hop into Keller Games, config, and paste the files. You should get a prompt to replace all the files. While I showed you how to uninstall the Ultimate Mod Bundle, I went back and installed the same mods again. Launch the game by right-clicking the Techno R6 Vegas 2 file and running it as administrator. Press F12 repeatedly and it cycles through the number of enemies all the way from 100 to 1000. Here are some other keybinds that I found inside that mod folder after reading their text document. When you are playing single player, the keybinds need to be pressed every time you load a map. When playing co-op, the host needs to have the mod installed and they need to press the keybinds every time they load a map. Common keybinds that we use a lot on co-op would be to press 9 to increase lives on realistic, and press F12 to change the number of enemies every time we load a map. You can see the effect of pressing these buttons on the console similar to the Vegas AI spawner mod that I showed you earlier. Right now my game has about 5 mods installed. The FOV mod, the Realism mod, the Spawn Control mod, set to 99 enemies, the 16-player co-op mod, and this 1000 enemies mod. If your game is lagging or crashing for any reason, try lowering the number of enemies to 500, or reinstall the Ultimate Mod Bundle, and simply select a value lower than 99 for the terrorist spawns. Installing a mod again in that bundle simply overwrites the previous settings. I am not the greatest player in this game by any means, but I am not a noob either. But I admit, I haven't been able to last more than 60 seconds on any mission so far with the current settings. I don't think even 4 players are going to make much of a difference. Notice how it adds a ton of grenades on realistic, and the M8 assault rifle also has 100s of magazines. To uninstall this mod, you could simply restore Keller Games like I showed you earlier, though I am personally going to keep this. That brings us to the final question. Where do we find players? We have a tactical gaming Discord server linked in the pinned comment of this video where we play on weekends via scheduled events. Why not bring your friends there and join us to get some 16 players versus 1,000 enemies matches going? I apologize if this video is too long. I condensed 2 hours of information into 20 minutes. We have a similar guide for Vegas 1. Thank you for watching, and do check out the Gaming Guides playlist on this channel for other guides.